Today's video is on the definition of the duality law or the principle of duality, and this topic is from mathematical logics, and this is related to DMS, DMGT and MFCS and so on. So in this video, after explaining the definition of the duality law or the principle of duality, I am going to write the duals of the following statements. Here are the few statements which I have taken from the previous question papers. If you follow this video until the end, so you will be getting the solutions of all the statements here. See here, first of all, the definition of the duality law. So this is the definition of the duality law. Two formulas x and y are said to be duals of each other. X and y are said to be duals of each other if one can be obtained from the other by replacing and by or by and, true by false, and false by true. So if there is and in the question, so dual can be obtained by replacing this and by or. If there is or in the question, so dual can be obtained by replacing this or by and. If there is true in the question, so dual can be obtained by replacing in place of t as false, in place of false as true. The connectives or and are called the duals of each other. Clear? You got a clear idea on this duality law. It's very simple that wherever you find and, put or. Wherever you find or, put and. If there is false, keep true, and if there is true, keep false. So this is the simple logic which you have to keep it in mind while solving these problems. So here are few statements and you have to write the duals for each and every statement. First thing is, the first question here is P or Q and R. The first question here is P or Q and R. Now what will be the dual for this? So the dual for this will be, if there is or in the question, what we have to keep? We have to keep and here. And in place of and, we have to replace or. So P and Q or R. So this is the dual for the following statement. If this is X and this value, the dual value is P and Q or R. And the next question here is the second question. P and Q or true. See here, P and Q or true. And what will be the dual? So the dual statement will be obtained by replacing and by or by and true by false. So here there is and. So please keep it or. See here there is or. Keep it and there is true, and even you have to replace it by false. So this is the dual for the given second statement. And the next one is third one. See here, and you have to remember that the negation don't affect, only there are four things which should be replaced. See here, third question here is P or Q. See here, this one P or Q, and this is P or negation of Q and negation S. See, and what will be the dual for this? So the dual statement here is, the dual statement will be, so this is P or Q. So this will be P and Q, and there is and here, replace it by or, and here there is P, there is or, you have to put and next negation doesn't imply, so keep negation as it is, and there is Q. So there is and here, keep or and negation. So this one is some S. So this will be the dual for the given statement. And the next one, fourth one here is, the question here, fourth one here is, the fourth question here is P implies Q. See here, this is P implies Q. If you observe properly, so P implies Q can be written as, this statement is equivalent to, they are equivalent statements, that is negation P or Q. So since we have the formula that, so according to our equivalence formula, P implies Q is equivalent to negation P or Q. So this is the famous statement which you have to remember. And this implication is brought into or. So now what will be the dual for this? So the dual for this statement is, so the dual for this statement will be negation P. There is or here, replace it by and. So this will be the answer. And the next thing here is fifth question here. What is the fifth question? The fifth question here is P implies Q implies R. See here, this is P implies Q implies R. So first of all, I am transforming this in terms of and or. So what is negation P? Negation P implies, so P implies Q means negation P or this is Q. And the next one here is implies R. And again, if you consider this as one statement, see here, so this can be written as negation, the whole thing, or R. Clear? So this is, if I send negation inside, so this will be negation of negation P. If I send negation inside, this or will become and negation Q. See here, or R. Clear? Negation of negation P is nothing but P and negation Q. See here, P and negation Q or R. And see, now what will be the dual for this? So the dual for this value will be, so how can we get the dual? So the dual can be obtained by replacing and by or. In place of and, keep or, negation Q, and in place of R, keep and. So this is our dual value. And the next one, sixth question, the sixth one here is, this is P implies Q and R. So this is P implies Q and R. And now the statement value will be negation P. So this value is negation P or this is Q and R. See here, for implication, P implies Q, negation P or. So the second term here. And now the dual value here will be, so after getting ors and ands, so what will be the dual value? So the dual statement will be negation doesn't affect anything. So negation P, there is or here right end and there is and here right or. So this will be the dual for this sixth statement. So this is how we have to complete. The first statement here is P or Q. So this is P or Q and R. So here or is replaced by and is replaced by or. And next one, P and Q or T. So here also the dual statement will be in place of and I wrote or, and in place of true I have written false. And next one, this is the statement given and you have to write the dual for the following statement. So here there is or, put and, here there is and, keep or there is and there is and, here keep or. And next one is P implies Q. So here and or are not seen here. Therefore, I am writing the equivalent statement of P implies Q as negation P or Q. And now the dual value changes as negation P and Q. And next one, P implies Q implies R. So what is P implies Q? Negation P or Q implies R. This is negation of, again there is an implication here. Therefore, negation of this first term into R. So if you send negation inside, this will be negation of negation P. Then or will become and according to our equivalent formulas. And this will be negation Q or R. And now negation of negation P is nothing but double negation or dual negation. It will be P. So P and negation Q or R. Now what will be the dual for this? P or negation Q and R. And the next one here is P implies Q and R. This will be negation P or this statement. Now what will be the dual of this statement? Negation P and Q or R. This is how you have to solve. This is the definition, which is very simple. So every time you have to replace and by or by and true by false or false by true. And this is a simple logic if you keep in mind. So definitely you can solve any problem of this kind. And in my next video, I'm going to upload the most important question, essay question. Please do follow, subscribe and send it to your friends, whomever you like the most. And thank you so much for watching and staying till the end.